Awesome Car Guy! Hello and welcome back to the Awesome Cars Guy channel, where today we're going to be unboxing and building this, the LEGO Speed Champions Nissan GTR Nismo. The Nissan GTR Nismo and the GTR in general, it's one of my favourite cars, and I really want to have one as part of my collection when I saw it in the advertisements. This is my current LEGO Speed Champions lineup. We've got the Audi R8 LMS, the Mercedes AMG GT3, and the Ford Mustang. Now, I have had these LEGO Speed Champions cars for a really long time, and over time some of the stickers have been peeling off, while some parts are also missing as well, like one of the headlights on the AMG GT3 car, and some of the LEGO pieces are a bit broken. I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but some of the LEGO pieces are broken. When I build my LEGO Speed Champions Nissan GTR Nismo, it's going to look really cool alongside my LEGO Speed Champions cars. So, without further ado, let's get started. And originally, the Audi R8 LMS and the AMG GT3 LEGO Speed Champions cars would have rear wings, but unfortunately, some of the parts got a bit lost, so I've decided to leave them like that for the time being. The first thing we need to do is push hard on this part of the box to open it, like so, and then just need to pull the rest of it out. And there we go. Ooh, we've got the underbody right here. We've got the instruction guide, and we've got some more LEGO parts, as well as the stickers as well. Nice. Now the first step is to build our character, and for that we're going to need the first bag. So let's open it and try and look for our character. Ha! I found his body. Ooh, I can see. Ooh, I found his legs as well. Oh, I can see the guy's hair, so just need to pull this small packet out. And there we go. Now all we need is the head, and I can just about see it. There we go. And now the only thing that's left to find is the helmet, so and just like that, we found it. Oh, but we're missing the visor though. Where's that glass visor cover? Aha, there it is. It's in this other little bag, so let's put it open. There we go. Now all we need to do is put our LEGO driver together, so let's put his legs on like so, then we just need to put the head, then his hair, there we go, and oh, apparently his helmet does not fit if you have his hair on, so let me just take that off and put that on, and the helmet visor, am I putting it the right way? Yeah, there we go. Oops, sorry. Not bad, huh? Not bad at all. He looks ready to go. Now that we've done that, we can put his hair to one side and try and look for the spanner. There we go. Let's get him to hold this. There we go. Oh, whoopsie. Careful. There you go. Now he's holding the spanner. By the way, it's worth noting that it took me over an hour and a half to finish building my Lego GTR Nismo, and I didn't want to spend an extremely long time editing this video, so we're gonna skip to the most important parts. So here we are at the part where I put the rear wheel arches on my Nissan GTR Nismo. Now, I was having a few problems trying to fit some small tiny pieces onto the wheel arch, and then when I tried to put the wheel arch onto the rear of the vehicle, I realized that something wasn't right and I'd put some certain pieces in the wrong order. After I sorted that out, the rear wheel arches managed to fit onto the car perfectly. Fast forward a little bit more, and I was already making progress on the rear of the vehicle. It was now time for me to put on some stickers onto some certain parts. These were supposed to be the decals of the racing car. As you can see, the left rear fender is slowly coming together. After doing the other side, I then proceeded to move on to making a front splitter. Once I was completed with the front splitter, I then fitted it on to the front of the vehicle. Next up, after putting a couple more Lego pieces onto the vehicle, I then proceeded to put a gear stick in the middle of the car. Although it did take a couple of attempts for me to put it in the right spot and get it right, and then I had to refit the front splitter because it came off as well. A couple of Lego later, and we are now fitting the side panels to the vehicle as well as fitting the steering wheel. As you can see, it is now time to put the steering wheel in place, although before I did that I had to sort out the front splitter. It always seemed to keep coming off every time I was trying to work on the vehicle, but there we go. I fitted the steering wheel in. Next up, I focused on fitting some Lego for the front end of the car and trying to make it come together. The next thing I did was create the dashboard of the interior of my GTR Nismo. I put the Lego blocks into a nice T shape. And now it's time to put the front wheel arches onto the car. Look at how it's slowly coming together. Next up, it was time to put the mirrors on. But before we did that, I had to stick a couple of extra black pieces onto the side of the vehicle before installing the supports for the mirrors. Next up, now it's time to fit the doors onto the GTR. But before we do that, we're going to be using stickers for the first time.
So I put a sticker on what was to be the left-hand door for the GTR, and then after a couple of adjustments, I put it on to the left-hand side of the car, easily matching up with the decals on the fenders, and then I did the same for the right-hand sides as well. Next up, I moved on to the side skirts for the GTR. So, after putting a nice little sticker, I then fitted the left-hand side skirt onto the left side of the car. And before I moved on to the right-hand side, I then fitted an extra triangle piece to fully complete the left-hand side of the GTR. Then I put the right-hand side skirt for the right side of the car as well. After completing the right-hand side of the car as well, I then focused on the front section and stuck a sticker onto the Lego piece, which was supposed to be the vents at the sides of the bonnet. And then I did the same on the other side as well. And now to finish putting the mirrors onto the car. I started with the right hand side, and then I did the left hand side, although I had to do a couple more adjustments to make sure everything was perfect. Now it's time to work on the rear of the vehicle. First, I had to put 2 grey blocks on the rear of the car. Then, we move on to the rear bumper. First, I had to stick in the exhausts. Of course, the GTR Nismo has quad tailpipes. Then I had to put some red pieces onto the rear bumper to make it a lot more colourful and exciting. "25 seconds later," I add the finishing touches to the rear bumper of the GTR Nismo before fitting it at the rear of the car. And just look at it. Doesn't that look sick? Now it's time to put the taillights on. First, I connected 2 Lego pieces together and then fitted some red pieces onto it, creating the taillights for the GTR Nismo. Now to complete the rest of the rear of the car. First, I put 2 Lego pieces on either side of the rear of the car. I put some very nice stickers onto the rear of it. I managed to complete the left part. Now to complete the right part. Now to put the GTR logo onto the rear of the car. Almost done, guys. Just need to put another identical piece on the other side of the rear. Let's put a Nissan Nismo sticker onto this piece and place it at the rear, and yeah, we're nearly done. Now for the last part, the rear wing. First I had to put some supports for the wing on top. Now to make the actual rear wing, I needed a lot of black Lego pieces for this one. It goes well with the rest of the car, doesn't it? And now to put the finished rear wing onto the rear. Ah yes, it is coming together. We're almost there. Next, I create the C-pillar of the vehicle. I had to put some see-through Lego blocks on before fitting the C-pillars onto the vehicle. And I had to put a sticker on them as well. One piece down, one more to go. And done. Next, we put the rear glass section on top. Now these little pieces can actually fold open or close. You can fold them open or close. I had to stick 2 of them on top. And so now that they're fitted, I can close them. And now to fit what looks to be the seats inside the interior, which are just these red curvy pieces, but they go well. They go well with the interior. Next, it was time to make the engine. After fitting all the necessary pieces, I fitted it onto the front of the car, and interestingly, I could move it up or down. It wasn't really an engine at all, it was like a storage space. Now I turn my full attention to the front of the car. First, I made the middle section of the front bumper. After I created it, I stuck it into place. Next, it was time for one of my favorite parts, putting the grille on, which has the GTR logo on it. I put the sticker onto a black piece and then fitted it on top of the middle section of the front bumper. Before I completed the rest of the front bumper, I put 2 black pieces on the front of the vehicle, which would allow some pieces to be moved. Then, I put the headlights onto the GTR. I had to put some stickers onto them. I completed one of the headlights, however I was struggling to put it on, so I decided to move on to the right one. Once I was done with the right headlight, I put both of the headlights onto the front of the car. Oh yes, it's looking great. Now to put the moving front bumper sections onto the front of the car. First I needed to put some stickers onto them, so let's do the first one. That's good. Now to move on to the other piece. And now the front bumper of our Lego Nissan GTR Nismo is complete, with a moving storage section as well. Lastly, it was time to put the front bonnet onto the vehicle. And now the front end is pretty much complete. Hooray! Next, it's time to fit the front windshield onto the vehicle. First, I needed to put some white Lego pieces onto the top of the windshield, as well as a nice little Nissan sticker on the front of the windshield. And after a couple of little adjustments, we put it onto the vehicle. Great. Now the Nissan GTR Nismo is nearly done. There's only one more thing to do, and that was to put the wheels on all four corners of the car. In goes the first one. One down, 3 to go. Now let's put the second one on. 2 down, 2 to go. Now for the third one. And while I'm at it, I also did the fourth wheel. Now to fit both of them, and there you have it. My Lego Nissan GTR Nismo is finally complete. This took me hours to complete. It was already dark at the time of filming. But yeah, I'm just glad I finished. And now I can put my driver inside the car, make sure he's nice and secure, and so he can, operate the gear stick and the steering wheel. And then just put the window in place, and there you go. Finished.
Here we go.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Awesome Car Guy content.